Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iFive for the iPhone is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This episode of iFive is brought to you by Braintree. If you're a developer or manager of a mobile app and searching for the right payments API, check out the new One Touch product by Braintree, the fastest, easiest, most secure way to pay in-app. To learn more and for your first $50,000 in transactions fee-free, go to braintreepayments.com/twit. Hello everybody, this is iFive for the iPhone, episode 112. Kind of like that R&B group from the 90s, except not really like them at all. This is the show where we cover the latest iPhone apps, tips, and tricks, and of course, news. I'm Sarah Lane, and I'm ready to pump you up. Number 1, let's start off with an iPhone 6 and 6 Plus tip that we got from a fellow named Gordon. Now, this is going to be a pretty obvious tip for some of you who already have your iPhones, but I know that some of you are still waiting on your shipments or you just got them shipped. My friend Anne just got her new iPhone today, so I think it's a nice way to make sure that you get the layout you want with your beautiful new device. You deserve it. Gordon writes, with the new 6, not sure what the Plus is like, you can have an extra row of apps on the home screen. Superb. Well, Gordon, good news, it is exactly the same on the 6 Plus, and I think it actually almost makes more sense just because this screen is so darn big. You have the option to either expand your home screen to have an additional row of apps, or you can just magnify the current screen so you have the same number of apps, same layout that you're used to, everything's just bigger. Now, because I like to have all of my important apps that I use on a daily basis on my home screen, and also because I have a lot of apps, I really want that extra row, but it's totally up to you. Make your iPhone 6 or your 6 Plus look however you like. By the way, it is a little annoying once you add that extra row because it'll also affect whatever additional app screens you might have after your home screen, your third screen, your fourth screen. Everything will have to be rearranged. I have more apps than the average person, but again, it's a little cumbersome to clean up. Number 2, do you ever wonder what goes on in the mind of a teenager / college kid / young person who still has a lot to learn? It isn't pretty. I should know. I was young once. And that's why an app called Yik Yak will either horrify you as an old person, or you're gonna love it because it's made exactly for you, you young, beautiful, young person taking Philosophy 101 this semester. Yik Yak says that it acts like a local bulletin board for your area by showing you the most recent posts from other users around you. It's using your location to do that. It allows anybody to connect and share information with others without having to know them. So, okay, it's an anonymous app. It's kind of like an app like Secret in that way. But after spending some time with Yik Yak, it's not really meant to be quite as gossipy. It's more of a stream of consciousness type of thing. Taking a page out of Reddit's book, your post can receive upvotes or downvotes from other members of your community that are near you. They can also comment on what you've said, although again, you don't know who's commenting on what. Now, Yik Yak really thrives on college campuses. Bunch of people, they're in close proximity to each other, they're young, they want to talk. In fact, Yik Yak highlights certain colleges, which is supposed to give you a sense of what the kids are talking about in California versus Maryland versus Utah. And it turns out, through quite a bit of research on my part, Brigham Young University is a lot tamer than Chico State. A shocker. I can browse the all-time greatest yaks, which is, ranked by votes, basically, or good yaks in my area, or top yaks just in general in other parts of the world. Now, I should be very upfront. This app is not for me. I don't relate to most of what's being said because I'm just not the right age group. It's college and younger. But I do think it's fascinating to kind of go lurk inside the mind of a teenager or a young person. Alexis Madrigal, who writes for The Atlantic, described Yik Yak really well as pure id. I think he's right. This is basically an anthropological study. And it's free, and young people say the darndest things. And young people are kind of scary. Number 3, we got an email from Adam in Bellefontaine, Ohio, who wrote in with a tip that can also kind of be a cautionary tip. Adam writes, I recently discovered this by accident. Kinda neat? Kinda not if you have a stalker though. In the Facebook Messenger app, if you click on a text from a sender, it'll display a map of the sender's location. So my first reaction was, no it doesn't. But then I went through some of my recent Facebook Messenger conversations, because I have a lot of those, and eventually I did come across a couple that showed my friends' locations on a map. Then I found a couple more, so then I was like, well, what's the discrepancy here? All right, so see the little location arrow to the right of the text box? Mine is disabled. I'm not sharing my location with anybody. But if you go ahead and click that arrow, the Messenger app tells you to turn location on in your iPhone settings. Now this isn't a Facebook setting, it's an iOS setting because again it's dealing with location and that's system-wide. So in your settings, under privacy, you can see that I've told Facebook Messenger never to share my location. I don't remember doing that, so I have to assume that it's off by default. Now I could choose to share it while using the app, but if you recently downloaded Messenger and let's say clicked the yes, share location dialog box, you know that you get those with apps when you're just wanting to use the app right away and you might say yes to things that you don't want later, like push notifications. Maybe you're sharing your precise location on a map with anybody you're conversing with and you don't even know it, and maybe they do know it. By the way, this isn't Facebook being evil. Location sharing can be a really helpful tool. For example, my mom, she can know where I am at all times. I never care. Just make sure that you know what your own setting is and that you're comfortable with it, and if you're not, that you change it. This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Braintree, code for easy online payments. So you're a mobile app developer. I see you out there. I know why you're watching this show. I want you to check out Braintree. It's the payments API used by companies you've definitely heard of. Uber, Airbnb, Hotel Tonight, Living Social, GitHub. Braintree scaled with these companies from their early stages to the big successful companies that they are today. In fact, that's what Braintree is so good at. It scales with your business from processing your first dollar to your billionth dollar. Braintree is helping solve a big problem when it comes to online commerce in apps. 70% cart abandonment rate. It's even higher in mobile. That is a problem. So what does Braintree do? Gives you a full stack payment solution. That's support for all payment types. Your customers might want to use their credit card, debit card, PayPal, Venmo, Bitcoin, Apple Pay, or one of 130 other currencies. Across all platforms, Braintree has you covered, plus fraud protection and customer service. One-touch payments for all your mobile apps. PayPal's Braintree One-Touch Elegant Code gives you a simple mobile solution for not just you, but your customer. One-touch checkouts is what the people want. Your customers check out just with one touch if they have the PayPal app installed on their phone, so no more entering data fields, sharing credit card information. Nobody wants to do that anymore. One and done. It's secure, it's easy, and it's quick. The Braintree code supports Android, iOS, and JavaScript clients and has SDKs in 7 different languages. Elegant code, clear documentation, only 10 lines of in-app code, so your job is really easy. And you get $50,000 in transactions fee-free for using Braintree today. They have best-in-class customer service. It's the most secure way to pay. Braintree is known for their back-end security and merchant protection. So again, if you get hacked, Braintree has you covered. Braintree is the fastest, easiest, most secure way to pay. So if you're an app developer or even a manager, check out Braintree right now. BraintreePayments.com/twit is the URL to go to. Review their documentation. It's simple, it's concise, you're gonna like it. Play around in their sandbox a little bit. Give Braintree a try and test your integration before you go to production. When you decide to implement One Touch, your first $50,000 in transactions are fee-free. That's our gift to you. BraintreePayments.com/twit. That's BraintreePayments.com/twit. And again, if you've used Airbnb, Uber, Hotel Tonight, Living Social, Fab, or GitHub, let us know what you think about Braintree. Tweet @Braintree. We thank Braintree for their support of Twit and iFive. Number 4. Hey, Vice News fans! You know who you are. But did you know that you could keep up with all things Vice on your little iPhone computer here? If you aren't familiar with Vice, their documentaries are actually really incredible. I love them. I've seen them all. They cover dramatic, controversial happenings all over the world. Their reporters are put in these really dangerous situations sometimes. Anyway, the Vice News app also includes video dispatches, live streams, original photos, and articles along with those documentaries, all in one place. You can read Vice articles anytime, even without an internet connection. That's nice. You can stream documentaries from the app to, let's say, your home TV through the Apple TV with AirPlay. That's nice too. You can see important stories at a glance in the Today view. That's actually new in iOS 8. You can share stories from within the app. That's pretty standard, but it's nice to have. And then you can even use handoff to go from vicenews.com, let's say on your computer, to the app wherever you left off. That's also new in iOS 8. And I'm glad to see that some news orgs, like Vice, are bundling the handoff feature into their apps already. This is me handing off. It's very handy. Vice News definitely has a certain style. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know, MTV for serious news. That might not appeal to you. I am a fan though, and I know a lot of other people are too. And the app is not only free, but it's designed very well, so 2 thumbs up. Finally, number 5, another week, another Google iOS app. The company just won't quit. In fact, I think they might be messing with me. This one's focused on local news and weather, and appropriately called Google News and Weather. Or as Google describes it, your comprehensive and personalized view of headline stories in local news and weather. You'll get coverage from over 65,000 publications that are separated into categories like top stories and technology and sports and weather, but all tailored to you depending on where you are. Of course, the news is different if you're, in California or North Korea. And you can customize your layout with any of 60 country-specific editions and news sections like Hollywood or NASA or fashion or pretty much anything else. You can tap a story for a collection of viewpoints, articles, opinions, and local perspectives. It's an interesting arena for Google, really, because you think of Google as very much a global company. But if Google can break into that sort of local news market and start taking away eyeballs from TV and newspaper websites, it's almost like the Amazon of information elbowing out those mom and pop shops, except that in the case of local news, because I used to work in local news, it's so incredibly awful. It's just bad and needs to be disrupted. I say, come on in, Google, and disrupt this nonsense. And that does it for this episode of iFive. Woo! What a doozy. Hope you had fun, though. All of our apps, links, and other information from the show is at twit.tv/iFive. Email ideas, questions, or feedback to iFive@twit.tv. And thanks to everybody who helps me make my show each week. You make my job easy. You can leave us a voicemail at 614 on iFive. Send us a video, whatever you want to do. I'm Sarah Lane, and I'll see you next week on iFive for the iPhone.